Well, hi guys. Doing a little update video for you. Quite a few of you have sent messages or commented on videos just asking, was I alright? I haven't done videos in months and months and months. So just kind of, I'm not really been in the vibe of making videos. Stuff kind of continues on the same way here, but yeah, just kind of gotten out of the routine of making videos and not really felt like it. But just as a bit of an update video, we're still absolutely flying away here, still getting on good. We still have loads of our commercial and industrial work, and we're flat out doing a lot of that stuff as well. Not a lot has really changed recently. I suppose there's lessons that we're kind of learning in business all the time. I suppose our main services at the moment are window cleaning and carpet and upholstery cleaning. We've got one of our customers has a management company, and we got in with him, and we ended up doing loads of work up in Dublin for him, and we have to go back there in a couple of weeks and do a few more days carpet cleaning. And I suppose the benefit of having an add-on service like carpet cleaning is we do it on the wet days. Like tomorrow, I'm not working tomorrow. One of my employees is out in the van and he's doing carpet cleaning for the day, and it's not going to be a great day. There's going to be plenty of rain and stuff, so you can still get the day. We make really good money at our carpet cleaning. We have all the right chemicals, the right machine, and so it does really well for us. So I suppose that's the benefit of, window cleaning is great money, and when you have the pole system, everything works out fine for you. It's a really good way of making money and about going about your day. Carpet cleaning can be a little bit more of a jump for a window cleaner sometimes. We went on courses and stuff like that, so we know what we're doing. If you do want to swap over to carpet cleaning, I really do advise you to go on a course because you'll learn so much. So carpet cleaning is working out really well for us. We do have a gutter vac, and we do a minimal amount of guttering and PVC cleaning. We just kind of find that it's hard work, it's hard going. And for that reason, I have the roof bars back on the van, because there's been a few jobs that we have a really good ladder, and we put the ladder on just to go up and empty a few kind of really big sods out of, and we use the gutter vac all the rest of the time. So yeah, that's how things are tipping along here. Tipping along quite well. The system is still going fine for us. We have a couple of SLX poles, but the SLX poles are wearing. So what kind of happens with my poles here is that these clamps, they seem to wear just in the closed position. So if you open that clamp and you put that to there, it spins. Well, I can't force it now, but when you're cleaning, that spins. Whereas when you move it down here, just off of that close, it doesn't spin. And it's because it's wearing on that one point. So if you do the clamps up extra hard, which I have here, it makes it hard to fully close them down here. It must be just worn just on this section here. But then again, I have had that pole for probably 3 or 4 years at this point, and it's used every single day. I'd love to get electric reels, but I haven't so far. I've got a nice LED light fitted for nighttime, and we've gone back to the Unger tools for traditional because I don't know, the Mormon tools were just pissing me off for some reason, just using it. I just found them too finicky and too temperamental, and because we do so little traditional work these days, it's nice just to pick up an Unger blade that does the job just the first time round. So that's really what's happening with us. Like, we were working last weekend in a school and also in one of our industrial factories, so I'm taking tomorrow off. So yeah, so maybe moving on to a few lessons that I have in the last few months. So I've moved inside where it's a little bit warmer. I suppose moving on to some of the lessons of the last while. Doing work for the management company that I mentioned for the carpet cleaning in Dublin was a little bit of a risk because I had never done work for him before. So we were given really expensive day rates because we had travel and stuff like that and chemicals. And he pulled through, so it was a bit of a risk, but in the end, it was worth doing. Um, I have, in the last while, I've been a lot better at getting the money in. Previously, we would have always, well, we're always owed thousands, but I wouldn't have been as good as getting the money in, whereas I have been a lot better recently, sending invoices and stuff like that. Got an awful lot better at that myself. A few other lessons is I suppose it sounds a bit funny, but people, most of our customers, most of our customers are really nice people. But at the same time, people kind of don't give a toss at the same time. And it's happened so many times over the years that we have given freebie services to customers. We've had a few in the last few weeks where I've thrown in, an inside clean of a window or two, or washing down of something for them outside, or just something stupid kind of thrown in, and each time it's kind of come back to bite, that they either haven't appreciated, then haven't gone on to pay promptly, or I suppose it's just the realization, and it's human life, it's the way we are. People want you there to do the job because they want the job done, but they don't necessarily give a toss about you. And it doesn't mean that they're bad people, it's just the way things are. So these days we don't do any freebies for people, even if it's something extra on the inside that beforehand you might have thrown in for free or something like that. We don't do that anymore because you get no thanks for it. And in a way, then what's kind of happened on a couple of jobs, and I've had to cut it out, is in a way what's happened then is people then come to expect that to be done every time. And again, they're not thinking of you, or they're not thinking of your day, and if you did that to every customer, and I know it sounds a bit ruthless and a bit harsh, but we don't do anything for free these days, because we've just found that you just don't get appreciated for it. And for some reason, the people that ask for those little free bits and pieces could be the ones that come back and complain that the thing that you did for free, they didn't come up as good as they wanted, or they wanted you to do more, to just kind of stuff like that, that it's just not worth the hassle. Another thing that I think we've excelled on in our business in the last probably 6 months to a year is we're packing out the days really good. We're still Facebook advertising loads, getting loads of jobs off of Facebook, which can be a heartache, but it's all work at the same time, getting our name out there. Something that we've really excelled on though is unit pricing. So if we, and even using that terminology with customers, just really upping our prices big time. So if we go to somebody and say, we the cost of this unit is normally this much, or for our 3-bed or our 4-bed or our 5-bed or our detached, or a mileage charge, or however you want to word it, to make sure that we're charging enough. Because really, and it's always been my philosophy, but what do you get on your best day? Can you get 50, 70, 80 an hour on your best work? So then why not transfer that to all the rest of your work? And I suppose because we live in a rural area, some of the people in rural areas have massive houses, and we've got to them before and they've asked for a bit extra, or they've been filthy because I haven't had them done for ages. And these days I'm not afraid to put on an extra 10-20% at the end of a job. And we use a card machine, so I suppose maybe they don't mind that as much. But I'm not afraid to put that much on at the end and just say, it's a little bit extra this time because it's so long since we've done them. It's taken that much longer. I've had to rewash a certain few windows because of spiders, dots, or whatever, just because they're so dirty. So I suppose knowing knowing what your best hourly rate is and then trying to transfer that across everything. And that's easy to do with new customers sometimes rather than older customers. So if we get a new customer, it's all about setting the price right and not offering something too cheap for somebody because they don't appreciate it oftentimes, or that then sets a really bad standard. So we've all had the scenario: Saturday afternoon, you're on the last house, you've got good money that week, and somebody kind of comes out, has a chat with you for 10 minutes as you're working, they're really nice, they bring a cup of tea or something like that, and then you give them a really cheap price. But then when they get back to you the following month, and you're driving all the way out there, and it's like, oh crap, why did I only do it for this much? And then they say, no, I've got my neighbour, my neighbour's neighbour, my neighbour's neighbour. And you're like, oh, for goodness sake, like, this price I gave the first time was a really, really low price. So again, that's the same for us these days. Whether it's our gutter jobs or carpet and upholstery, minimum charges, and don't be afraid to put in a really good rate. And I suppose just appreciating what we do. Like, I've been talking to two of my competition around here recently, and the standard of quality is really, really poor. And because we put ourselves forward as like an A-class service, and so because of that, people, I'm afraid, have to pay for it. They can get guys for cheaper, but then they risk all sorts of damage to their glass or their property, or just a bad job in general. So I suppose they're kind of the lessons of really not being afraid to charge and upping your prices all the time, kind of knowing your worth in the market, knowing the kind of value that you bring your customer. There's been a few times that that a customer has gone with us even though we might have been double the price of somebody else, just because they know that we're insured, that we do a great job, that we do it safely, that we're uniform, that we're respectable, and stuff like that. So, and as well as that, packing out your days, we start early, we finish late, we work weekends sometimes, even though it might take a day off in a week. Still, you have to put in the hours, but as well as that, between no favors and knowing your hourly rate. Like, if you're busy enough as you are already, when the next person rings the phone and say they're normally a 20 or 30 or 40 house, like, why not stick an extra tenner on it? And then just kind of every new customer, just do that as you go. And if you don't get them, you don't get them. But if you do get them, you can start off a whole new kind of round of really well-priced stuff. And then the benefit, and myself and one of my employees was only talking about this the other day, the benefit of that is that when you are calling to those people, like we've done a few gutter jobs this week that we price really, really high. One is for a millionaire in his place, and another one, the gutters were really, really bad, so I priced it high because I knew it would be a difficult job. But the benefit of charging so high for jobs is that when you get there, we were actually trying to slow down on the job, rather than years ago I would have been rushing and racing because I would have given a low price to get the job. And again, maybe another trick for you is when I put in that high price for the gutters, I broke it down. So I said, so much for an empty only of the gutters, using the GutterVac system, so we can get to areas that other people might not be able to get to if they were using ladders. There's no walking on your roof, yada yada yada. The extra cost for washing down the PVC gutters with specialized PVC cleaner is, and then detailing that. And then finally a window clean, including all the doors, frames, it would be an extra. And because of breaking it down like that, I suppose somebody has the choice to separate it out, but rather than a text message just saying it would be that much, every time that I break it down, people seem to go more for the whole package, because they can see themselves where the cost is. And of course, I always hype up the chemicals that we use, that we're using registered PVC cleaners. So when somebody gets an email like that, it's so much better for them. or suppose they can see the value in that, or they can see, look, this is a proper service. Do I want to pay proper money for people to come in that are fully insured, have all the right gear, and will leave the place as good as it could be left? And that's not for everyone, but it is for a lot of people. So that kind of really works. And I don't, on jobs like that, if they send me pictures, they send me pictures, or if we actually visit the place, I never ever give a price then and there, because I'm always caught on the hop. It's so much easier to give people bad news of a price if you email to them, text it to them, or something like that. And when you detail it out, you also, I suppose, have proof of, not that you want to really be going down that road, but you do have proof of what price you've given. So really upping your prices, maximizing getting the amount of calls you can done in a day. Have a goal, having a goal of a per hour, and then multiplying that by 8 during the day, and then trying to get 5 of those done in the week. And I suppose that's where carpet cleaning comes in handy, that we can make the same money as a really good day's window cleaning, but on the inside. So that is my update. Hopefully I'll bring some more videos to you soon. I won't leave it as long, but thanks for watching.